Welcome to Season 6, Episode 2 of the Family Travel Australia podcast. We are Paul, Katie and Jasper from the Feel Good family. Join us as we explore this great country, Australia, its people, places and cultures.
Yes, welcome to the Family Travel Podcast, where we share the latest in RV industry news, road trip travel, caravanning, camping, product reviews, where to go, what to do, and so much more. Thanks for joining us again.
Woohoo! Welcome back. This week we continue our southeast Queensland island escape with a day trip to North Stradbroke Island. We share the best, that's right, the best Midgie Buster recipe and details on how you can enter the Escape to Paradise competition for the ultimate getaway for you and your mates. What a week!
Oh, this episode is just spectacular. But I tell you what, the rain has been absolutely relentless this past week and a half to 2 weeks.
Unbelievable. The sun is shining as we speak. So,
yes, isn't it nice to see the sun when you haven't seen it in a long time?
I know. We were out there just going, this feels like summer, you know. It just feels so good to get that vitamin D back on your skin. If you're out there in Queensland, I mean, honestly, the entire Queensland state, whether you're out back or along the coast, has been relentlessly hammered.
Yes, it has. I mean, so much water.
So much. We hope that you're safe and dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely keeping yourself and your family safe. Look, the rain has certainly impeded our travel plans over the last couple of weeks. It's made it tricky for us to get out and about and island hop as we were hoping to do.
That's right. However, we are definitely bringing you North Stradbroke because fortunately just 15 months ago we were there enjoying a spectacular summer's day. I mean, the most picture-perfect day, temperature, the energy. It was right around Christmas and New Year's, so there was just a buzz about the place. Everyone was out and about.
Yeah.
So we're going to share that with you and that Midgie Buster from John.
Thank you, John.
But we'll start at the Jacobs Well Tourist Park. It's a Gold Coast tourist park. This is a great base to get out and explore, and it's just a fantastic park. It's easy to forget that you're on the Gold Coast, which is, you know, renowned for its hustle and bustle and the amount of people that have moved here are moving here and it's just so busy, you know, from when I grew up and went to Surfers Paradise Primary. It's remarkable how busy it's become. Yeah,
it is. And Jacobs Well is just this little quiet seaside village almost. It still has that old school camping feel about it, and even though you are in a caravan park, it's definitely a relaxed vibe. It's got lots of big tall old trees that have been growing there for a very long time. It's got the paper barks. It's right on the water's edge. If you are a keen boatie or a keen angler, this is an amazing place to come and stay. You can literally walk from the caravan park 50 or so metres and you are at the water, at the jetties there. We based ourselves here, and it's a great base if you're heading over to South Stradbroke Island, like what we did last week. But also for a day trip up to North Straddie or anywhere on that northern end of the Gold Coast. This is a really fantastic base if you want to be away from it all.
I think it's positioned so well between Brisbane and the Gold Coast. And the other hot tip is if you love your pies.
Oh.
Yes, the Flying Pieman, an award-winning bakery, is right across the road.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, it's quite a sweet little village feel to it, and everything you need if you are one of those people who want to come and have that really relaxed, old school camping experience. You know, across the road though, there's still a tavern, there's the convenience store, the Flying Pieman.
Fish and chips.
Yep.
It's two of those.
Yeah, exactly. So there's everything that you need to really make your stay even more special. And as we mentioned, down on the waterfront, I mean, not only can you jump on the Tipplers ferry and go across to Straddie, South Stradbroke for a day trip or overnighter, There's that beautiful safe swimming area that they've put in for the kids and the foreshore. I mean, it's really lovely what they have done here to make this whole waterway accessible.
Yeah, it is a fantastic location, and again, you feel like you're worlds away. All right, we are heading to the ferry at Cleveland. It's actually called Toondah Harbour. It's a Sea-Link ferry operation. You can get to Moreton Island from here as well. Now, the ferry service is both passenger and vehicle, up to 13 return services a day.
Holy dooly.
Yes, in peak season. And that also means that the cost varies between really what they refer to as peak operating hours and that sort of lower
off-peak.
Off-peak, yes, exactly. And so if you're going to just take your four-wheel drive or a standard vehicle over, you can expect to pay between $120 and $200 return. Okay. If you are taking your caravan, which you definitely can do, or whatever your rig and setup is, then it's going to jump up there from about $320 in that off-peak times, around 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. return, to $520 return. So the idea of taking your van with you, which was our plan, you want to be staying there a lot longer. You don't want to be just heading over, obviously, for a couple of days to really get the value out of this, but you can take your rig.
Yes, absolutely. And you also want to be headed over in perfect weather, not when it's bucketing with rain, hence why we didn't. But ideally, our suggestion or recommendation would be, if you are taking your camper trailer or your caravan over with you, go for a couple of weeks. You know, the island is big enough. Yep. There is plenty enough to keep you occupied. And then, of course, you want to have some time to really relax and just enjoy being in the environment.
It is absolutely bursting with natural assets, this island. On board on the Sea-Link ferry, there is a licensed bar. Once you're underway, you're allowed to get out of your vehicle, walk around. The sea life is remarkable. Dugongs, dolphins.
Awesome.
It truly is a spectacular part of southeast Queensland. Once you arrive over to, I think, is it called Dulwich. There we go. You can correct me if I've got that wrong. It's a 45-minute journey. You roll straight off the boat and you are met with quite a well-developed, almost like a normal suburb of southeast Queensland. It was such a surprise to me. I didn't know what to expect, but everything that you could possibly want or need would be available. All the facilities, all the amenities. There's a couple of caravan parks if you want to stay there. If you've got smaller rigs, there are endless amounts of camping areas that you can camp up and down the island.
Yes, it's very different to South Stradbroke Island in terms of development. It is, full communities of people living on the island full time. Vehicle access on the island obviously is very different to South Stradbroke as well. It is so spectacularly beautiful though, so don't be put off by that. We raved about how awesome South Straddie is because it is still very natural. Vehicles are very limited on the island. It's still that natural getaway.
Untouched.
Don't be put off by the fact that South Stradbroke is very different to North Stradbroke in that it is busy. There are lots of people there, but it is so stunning. And depending on what time of year you go and if you're going, over in midweek, and we were there on a Saturday. So, of course, it was much busier between the people coming over for the day trips and also the action that was happening with the locals. But what I loved about that was being able to see there was a Nipper Carnival on when we went to the beach, so we actually could see the daily life of the North Stradbroke people in action.
Look, our first port of call was down to that Lookout and the surf club. I think it's called the North Gorge Walk is what we actually tackled first. The hot tip here was that we headed to the southern end, the car park down there, and we jagged the best park, literally a car pulled out and we pulled straight in. Yeah. So that was very fortunate, I think. But that's a great point to then be able to still access the patrolled surf beach, the licensed venue of the surf club, or tackle this walk around the cliff edge, which is, as you said, Katie, spectacular and brimming with wildlife. We were blown away. It was almost like someone was like, quick, cue the dolphins, cue the stingrays, sharks, turtles. Amazing.
It really was absolutely spectacular. The colour and clarity of the water, it's quite mind-boggling actually how pristine this environment still is, despite the fact that it is well inhabited and well enjoyed by people coming over to the island. So it was just incredible. Now, that boardwalk, you can actually choose to do it all. You can do a segment like what we did, depending on obviously your fitness levels and whether you have a little person or two in tow would determine how long you spend doing this. You could literally spend the better part of a day doing this walk.
Look, and that's, I think, the point that, we'll make all the way through this is you really do want to go and spend a little bit of time there, doing a day trip and the expense of the ferry, it's, you feel like you're a little bit stung there.
Yeah, look, I think really when I think back to our first visit 15 months ago, we didn't really know what to expect and we only booked a day trip and we almost felt disappointed when we had to race to get to the ferry in the afternoon because we felt like there was still so much more of the island that we wanted to immerse ourselves in, hence why we planned to take the van over and go and have an extended stay this time around. We will get there.
We will. Yes, look, the weather gods are starting to turn, so hopefully we can continue on our island adventures. Look, another great experience would be to get down and drive on the beach and, take your Weber, cook up a picnic, a barbie on the beach down there on the southern side of the patrolled area where the Surf Life Saving Club is. Absolutely fantastic to see all of those vehicles down there and again, some more camping even further south along that beach.
Yeah, that's a really great point, Paul. There are 2 caravan parks that you can book into and go and stay, and they have a range of different sites available, obviously, if you're taking your van with you. But they do also have some glamping style accommodation as well if you weren't taking your own rig with you. But if you're a little bit adventurous or you have a camper trailer or an off-road van or something smaller, then you can definitely access. There are a number of different campgrounds scattered along the beaches that obviously would require you to four-wheel drive, get off-road, get onto the sand, but boy, they would be incredible to set up camp on that pristine beach. Oh, heaven, take me there right now.
Yeah, love it. And the other part of the natural environment is these inland lakes. There's the Blue Lake, which you want to take some hiking boots with you because that's a pretty lengthy. You want 3 to 4 hours to actually access that lake and walk the entire trail. Or there's the Brown Lake. And again, we didn't know what to expect. We were like, we're going to the Blue Lake. We've seen pictures and then our time didn't allow because we had to make the last ferry. And so we did go to the Brown Lake, and this is a tea tree infused, all the tannins from the tea trees have in effect almost stained the water, which is really beautiful. The white sand rolls into it, plenty of parking areas, barbecue facilities, fantastic.
It really is stunning, and I will repost some of the images that we took from that visit, particularly of Jasper playing in the water in the Brown Lake, because the water is crystal clear. It is absolutely stunning, and it does have that beautiful tinge to it. What a fantastic spot for families. I mean, we arrived and we probably had just under an hour to really enjoy that part of the island. There were people there that looked like they'd been set up there all day with their picnics, their beach towels, people out in the water on their lilos. It really is a stunning place to go and swim safely.
And it's really close. It's probably the closest activity in the natural environment that you can do to getting off the ferry.
Yes.
The other place that we visited was Cape and Bar inlet. It's like a natural spring, fresh water. This is so beautifully presented with all of the storylines, beautiful interpretive signage around the Quandamooka people, that the traditional owners and inhabitants of this island. The storytelling there around the sea life, and so different to the rest of the island because it's so peaceful. It was really quiet. The boardwalk is beautifully weaved into the natural environment, and then you just kind of walk down and into this water. There's a little babbling brook, with a little tiny waterfall. People canoeing, stand-up paddleboards, but really peaceful.
Yeah.
Not hectic.
No, look, we hadn't been to the Northern Territory when we first visited the island. Yeah. And this is very much like some of those natural assets that we got to spend some time in during our visit through the NT. Yep. Looking back on it now, it really is a unique experience when you are over on the island, and one very well worth doing.
The other thing I think is to be prepared if you are going to be full driving, because if you're going there midweek, although it's really busy on the weekends, you could be the only person on the beach down there. So
good point.
Yeah, so make sure you got your recovery gear as well.
Yes.
There's plenty of videos on YouTube to show you people getting stuck. But look, all in all, it is a really safe adventure as far as going to an island experience because of the facilities that are available on the island.
Absolutely, 100%. And as far as accommodation option goes, if you're not taking your RV with you, there are Airbnbs, there are apartment-style accommodation.
Loads.
There is an unlimited amount of accommodation on the island, so you could pick and choose what you wanted.
And as far as food and beverage, go prepared with all your snacks and, to keep you going. But there are so many different cafes, there's some restaurants. We ended up choosing to go to the Little Ship Club. And this also is fairly close, within a 5-minute drive from the ferry service. A massive open lawn area looking back over toward the mainland, and just a beautiful location, really tropical vibe with all of those towering palm trees.
Yes.
And again, you can sit indoors, or if it's hot like the day we went, there's so much air-conditioned seating inside around the bar. The meals were massive.
Yes, they were.
I had a coral trout salad and I didn't finish it. Now, anyone who's hung out with me and eaten a meal with me knows that I can lick the plate generally. So it really speaks to how much food they serve up here, and fantastic.
Yeah, a great venue. They also cater for larger groups too. I think from memory there was a birthday party taking place in one particular part out on the lawn. A lovely place to also just sit and enjoy a beverage and look out over the water, and those palm trees that were just swaying in the breeze.
The area is massive though. So, we were like, wow, sport for choice here.
Yes.
There's like 100 tables to choose from.
Yeah, look, if you've got kids in tow, it's a great option. There's also a little playground there that Jasper made good use of as well.
All right, we'll say goodbye to North Straddie because we're going to keep moving on back to Jacob's Well Tourist Park and to one of our neighbours. Now, this guy is John. He's been travelling Australia with his wife for 22 years.
It's hard to believe, really. Amazing, incredible experiences that they will have had, and they're not stopping anytime soon. They're in it for the long haul.
Amazing, and you can really see that vibe and energy of these travellers like John who have spent their retirement travelling Australia and just want to share their highlights with everyone they meet. Yeah. He came over and he said, "So, mate, you're coming over for a beer or what?" And we'd literally just unhooked. And I said, "Yes, I'd love to," and introduced ourselves. And over I went. And anyway, we're sitting around and he's got like one of those little water spray bottles. And every now and then, like without even flinching, while we're still in our conversation, he just sort of reached down and pick up this spray bottle and just just sort of around my legs. He got me a couple of times, and I was just like, what is this guy doing? Because he didn't say anything. Anyway, when I was leaving, he said to me, you haven't been bitten by any midges, have you? And I said, no. Now, Jacob's Well on and off seasonally can be notorious for midges, okay? And if you look in the comments and, people go, oh, I can't stand midges, and this was the first experience that I've had of something that as a preventative worked 100%. Like I did not have a single midgie moment of madness. They can drive you mad, those bloody midgies.
Oh, they sure can.
And so he'd had a couple and I talked him into sharing his secret recipe. He kept saying, it's secret, mate, it's secret. And he allowed us to film him talking through and making up this recipe on our YouTube show. So check that out. But look, all the details for that are on our website if you want to get that midgie madness recipe because it definitely works and it smelt good too.
Yeah, it really did. Well, it's got a bottle of the cheapest mouthwash you can find, so it does have a nice minty aroma to it. So simple, couple of ingredients, mix them together, boom, you are done, and touch wood, you will be midgie free.
Look, it's not really for spraying on yourself. In fact, we would recommend that you don't do that, even though he did spray it on me a couple of times, but it is harmless. But it really is to spray around your campsite. And he sprayed it around, our chairs and on the mat and around the door entrance. And look, fantastic. I can vouch for it.
Yeah, awesome. So do check that out. That's on our website, thefeelgoodfamily.com, under the blog section, and there are a number of different recipes within the blogs that you can find, including the Midgie Buster.
Thank you, John. I'm going to thank you forever, mate.
Yeah.
Really works. Okay. Escape to Paradise. We mentioned it at the top of the podcast. This is the ultimate getaway for you and your mates. And really it's a prize for up to 6 guests. It's 4 adults, 2 children in a B&B on the Gold Coast with a difference. It's like your own mini resort. It is called Serendip, as in serendipitous or serendipity. And this is a property that is actually being created by my older brother and his wife, Canis. And they've created this tranquil getaway.
Oasis.
Yeah, and we were spoilt to a few days there when we were visiting for my mum's 70th birthday recently, and we went and stayed there with them. And so as a bit of a thank you, we put together a video of our experience, just a little 1-minute video or 2 minutes, I think it is. And we've put that on our YouTube show as well, so you can check that out. That'll give you a good idea of what you could be in for if you won this competition. They've given us a 3-night escape here, okay, including champagne on arrival. All the terms and conditions are on our website, which is thefeelgoodfamily.com. Obviously, you have to be an Australian resident, over 18 to enter.
Yes.
Get your own transfers to and from the property. But once you're there, we look after everything else. Our great mates at Nakie, of course, the world's #1 selling hammock, 100% recycled hammock as well.
Incredible products. We love the Nakie products.
Yes, Feel Good Nakie, I like to say. They have come up with an adventure pack as well that's part of this prize pool. It's going to be worth over $4,000. There's still stuff coming in that we're adding to it.
Amazing.
You got to be in it to win it. Get onto our website to check out how you can escape to paradise, because this is truly one of the ultimate getaways. I think it's the prize pool is only available within the next, I think, 5 or 6 months. So you're going to have to check your dates and make sure that you're available to go, and then enter, and good luck.
Yes, awesome. So all of those details, terms and conditions on our website. How exciting. I love a good giveaway.
Me too. This is one of the best we've ever done, actually. And thank you to our partners out there who have said, yeah, we'll jump in on this. This is a good one.
Awesome. Love it.
Yes. Okay. Now, we're going to talk about our takeaway for the week, and it is live each day as if it is your last.
Yes, just a nice little reminder. We have been reminded in these last few weeks with my father going into hospital. Life is short and it's precious, and every day should be lived as if it could be our last one, and to not sweat the small stuff. I mean, there's so many things that, you know, we could add to this takeaway to really just make the most of the moment. Don't get caught up in what could happen or what has happened, you know, really just focus on being in the moment now and spending that precious time with your friends and family.
Yes, and news on Katie's dad is that he is recovering well, and we're thinking of you and your family, obviously.
Thanks, honey.
It's always tough when you got your parents, you know, we're getting to that age, aren't we, where you got to start to have those conversations.
Yeah, it's not a fun time or topic, I think, for anybody to have that reality check of, you know, being in your latter years of life and dealing with that.
Afternoon of your life, as they say.
Exactly. It's a beautiful way to put it, but it is reality for all of us and something that, you know, we do have to deal with. So, yeah, thank you.
No, all right. Family's everything to us, you know.
It is. Look, I'm so grateful that we are still here sort of within our home region and able to be connecting with our family so much at the moment before we do get those caravan wheels turning and hit the road again.
All right, we're going to jump to the newsroom. This week's bit of a different news item. It is to talk about the upcoming Let's Go Caravanning Queensland Super Show, the Caravanning and Camping Expo for Queensland. It's the number one event of the year. It is from June the 7th to the 12th on at the RNA Showgrounds in Brisbane. That's 2022, depending on when you're listening to this.
Yes, and we are so excited because we will be back. We love attending the super shows, the shows here in Queensland. They're so great. They're just such a buzz, and it wouldn't matter what stage you're in, whether, you know, you've just got this little seed of a dream or whether you're in the full-on planning stages or whether you were like us, you know, a few years ago when we attended in 2019 and we knew we were doing this thing but we didn't know how we were doing it and we were there to buy a caravan. It is such a buzz, and aside from the RVs that are all on display for you to be able to get inside of and touch and feel and lay on the bed and open the cupboards and really imagine yourself on the road, there's also all of the product suppliers and providers, every single thing that you could think of, things that you didn't even know existed, are there for you to check out and make those lists and tick off, yes, we need one of those, or yes, we should get one of those. It is such an exciting buzz. Can you tell I'm excited? I haven't taken a breath.
She's excited. Now, I think this year there's going to be over 150 exhibitors. Amazing. And we're guest speakers.
Yes,
Woo-hoo!
yes. We're so excited to be participating again. We'll be at the show every day. We will be doing a speaking segment of a morning at the Vambassadors stage area.
Isn't that a great name?
It is such a good name. There will be some other travelling families there as well also speaking. So a really great lineup of people attending as guest speakers. We'll also be hanging out with the guys, Gary and
Ken. Dave.
Gary and Dave.
Sorry, Ken, you're not coming.
Gary and Dave down at the Towing and Weights Masterclass. And I believe we'll also be spending a little bit of time on the off-road full driving track, which makes me a little bit nervous, I have to say. I might throw Paul in, take that one for the team. But in any case, we will be there. If you are anywhere in Queensland, if you're planning on coming to the show, we'd love to meet you there. We have a discount code.
Oh, yes,
Woohoo!
we do.
We have a Feel Good discount code for tickets. So if you are planning on attending, jump over onto our Facebook page. That discount code runs through to the end of May. So if you are planning on attending, jump on, get those tickets at that discounted rate before the end of May.
Yeah, look, this is the number one show in Queensland, regarded as one of the number one shows in Australia. It is absolutely massive. 6 days. What a buzz.
So good.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I explained that, but that discount code is on our Facebook page anyway. So jump on over there, find that post. We can't wait to see you there.
Yes, come and say hi. Now, next week, we're going to continue our island.
Hopefully.
exploration,
Yes.
adventurers. We hopefully are going. Look, the sun is shining today, so we're expecting things to dry out and we're going to be okay. But Moreton Island, we have never been to this island. We're going to be spending quite a few days over there. It looks absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. So, look, if it's half as good as what the website said it is,
Yes.
I can't wait.
Yes, I know.
Otherwise, it's going to be an absolute surprise. So we don't know what's going to happen.
Who knows?
But we will be here. We hope that you will join us. Very good. All right. Well, we'll say for now, dream big, look after yourself, look after your family.
And happy trails.
Feel the journey, feel the love, feel good family.
Thank you. Wowzers.
Awesome. I got a bit carried away there at the end, didn't I? I am excited about the show.
It is infectious. It is probably one of my favourite traits about you.
Oh, thanks, honey.
Yes, there's some I don't like, but that is one of the good ones.
Okay, I'll just be enthusiastic all of the time.
Good stuff. Look after yourself, and we really do hope that you are safe and well wherever you are around the world. I was looking the other day, there's I think now 32 different countries that listen to our podcast.
That's awesome.
I should try and learn the salutation for every country.
Ah, that would be a cool thing to do.
In fact, we won't do it. We'll get Jasper to do it because he's a bit of a super brain.
Excellent.
Anyway.
Stay tuned for that.
Thank you wherever you are. We'll see you next week.